and hello, bestie. My name is Shelby Ashley, and welcome back to my coverage of Big Brother 28. Tonight, we are talking about episode 2, which is the first episode of Big Brother Unlocked that we get this season. And yeah, let's just get right into it. Unfortunately, I was under a severe thunderstorm warning again, so I was also cut out of parts of this episode, but man, I'm gonna really need to figure out something about that because that really sucks. But I do actually turn to this station for my severe weather coverage, so I can't really fault them too bad. So we pick up where we left off, where we're going to say the sentence again, the ridiculous sentence that Rachel was killed off by a velociraptor, or as Drew puts it, got murked. And then all of a sudden, we expected it, but there's Dee. She just shows up. You get Dee, the winner of Survivor 45, and she was also in Survivor 50. She just shows up out of nowhere to take Rachel Riley's place. Rick seems pretty happy, and it seems like people know who she is. Angela is also freaking out, and I kind of love that. I love that, like, all of the reality TV alum are excited to see each other. But who's not excited to see them? Lala. And then they start getting questions about if they know each other, and it comes out that Dee and Rick we're both on season 50, and then Lala's like, no. A rule in Big Brother is that you're not supposed to know each other. Now, girl, do you not realize that these are the 3 people competing for HOH right now? That one of them will have your fate in their hands, in a way. So maybe you should save that kind of stuff for the diary room instead of in front of everybody, girl. Lala, I love my girl down, but you're going to have to shape up a little bit with that. And then we get to be introduced to our hosts of BB Unlocked. We get Taylor Hale, who is the winner of BB24, and Derek Levasseur, who is the winner of BB16. Taylor is saying that she loves the renewal and the job security and is excited for BB Unlocked. They have a live audience this year, and I think that really adds like a level of excitement and energy to it. And also, adding energy to it, we get introduced to none other than Jerry O'Connell, who is here to be a guest host the whole season. Jerry O'Connell was a guest last year on BB Unlocked. He's a Big Brother superfan, and one time he filled in for Julie in 2024. And Jerry O'Connell's already saying it's a fun season, and I just need to know, what season, sir? It just started. But very excited for him to be joining the team. Also, the set looks so good. I love the like circle around the fire pit type vibe of the set besides the like anchor desk. I think it makes it a lot more homey, a lot more conversational type of a setting. Especially with 3 hosts, you're gonna need, like, they need to look at each other. And then we get told that the HOH competition is going to start tonight. And then they start talking about the feeds turning on right after the episode. And there's a literal switch that intern Andy is hovering over and teasing us that he's going to turn on. And then, so, like, that switch, though, like, could you imagine just... I am really loving the unseen footage that we are getting. We cut to Rick Devens entering the house and him giving everybody a hug and introducing himself to everybody. And then I guess he skips over Taylor, and Taylor takes that super hard and then goes and walks away for a minute and just kind of lets out some tears and just lets it out a little bit, which I'm sure this was not ill-intentioned. It's a crazy time, I'm sure, entering the Big Brother house, and there's just a lot of hugs happening, lots of things everywhere. And I think I saw him like go for Barrett. I wonder if like, how short is Taylor? Like Barrett's like this tall, so like you see Barrett, I wonder if did he not see her? I don't know, but I really don't think it was ill intent. But I wonder if this is going to be like a catalyst for a possible downfall of Rick Devens. Like, I wonder if Taylor gains some power and, your first impression's everything. Get this guy out of here. You already have reasons to get him out of there if you know anything about the way he plays the game. So I just wonder if that will be like, a little seed that's planted for like a ripple effect in the game. Then we cut to Rachel falling into the volcano again, her screaming, "But I'm an icon," over and over and over. Honestly, so fucking funny to me. It is so silly and so unserious. But then they talk about wanting to, what could they have done to save Rachel? They need to go save Rachel. So Jerry is staying behind while Taylor and Derek are sneaking back into the house to go steal the time machine and use it and go 15 minutes before Rachel fell into the volcano. It's stuff like this. Again, why do I tell people to watch this show? Why do I tell people? I don't know. But they go 15 minutes before Rachel's demise. And they meet Rachel in the brush of the backyard before Rachel goes out and makes her grand speech, and they bring her back into the BB Unlocked studio. Rachel comes back out in a really cute dress. I loved this look from Rachel. And she starts talking about how when she entered the house, she thought it was going to be all newbies, and she was pretty shook whenever she saw Angela and Devens. And some standouts that she said was Drew, and she also mentioned Ashley and Barrett. And she also said that Drew and Lyric had a bonding moment together. I kind of wish we saw that, but I guess we'll probably see that in the episode on Sunday. Whenever, I'm sure we'll probably get more of like a traditional, everybody around the living room with champagne being, "I'm so-and-so, I'm this old, and I do this," type of thing. Then we cut into some segments for the reality icons that we have going on in the house. So we go to Angela's family, and she tells them that she's going to play Big Brother again. These are basically kind of like the intro packages that we didn't get for the reality icons in the first episode. So there's a montage, some moments from her season. Angela says that she wants to play smarter and try to pull back when she needs to. She says it's the redemption of Angela. I wrote Summer of Angela. And then we move on to Dee and Devens and their intro packages. Dee says she's a cutthroat player and shows up for competitions, talks about how historic it would be to be a winner of Survivor and Big Brother. And honestly, that would be the biggest CBS flex ever. And then Devens talks about the hijinks that he got into in his Survivor seasons. And then unfortunately, my feed cut out for a second because of severe weather coverage. But I guess Rubina and Chemo showed up, and Devens was taking notes. And his wife told him not to go in there and be like, "Hello, young people." I know everything I've seen of Rick's wife, Becca, I think she's really funny. I will never forget on Rick's season of Survivor when they were doing the family visit. It was like a challenge where they have water, and they're trying to throw it and put it in another bucket and collect the water from afar to fill up something or another. But I think they were losing. So Rick was literally just "How are the kids?" and stuff. And I just thought that was a really fun moment, just taking advantage of the time you have with the loved one that's right in front of you. There's nothing you can do. You're not about to win. So that just always sticks out in my mind whenever I think about Rick and Becca. And then Sari pops up to give Devens some advice for BB. Whenever it cut back in, she was just I swear she did not want to be there. They must have paid her a pretty bag to be there because I know she didn't like Big Brother very much. But she was telling Devins that he needs to stop talking so much and mind his business. Then we cut to a segment where Derek is talking to the reality icons right before they enter the house. And Angela says that she'll be messy, and Devin says that he'll bring the chaos, and Dee is talking about playing the long game. Devin says it's not good to win the first HOH, but I highly disagree with that, and I'm pretty sure Derek won his first HOH and really proved that you can, like, set up the structure of the game and just set up a winning structure at the very beginning because of the power HOH gives you, and everybody just comes to you with all of the information at the beginning of the game. No one's loyalties are very, deep, so you get probably more information in that HOH than you do any other HOH because loyalties are more formed by then and people keep more secrets. And then we have, and I do have a little spoiler on who won HOH. So, I mean, I haven't checked the feeds or anything to see if it was, like, confirmed. But, these BB streets have been pretty good this year. So, and then we say Taylor. Taylor is popping in to check in with all of our house guests right before they enter the house, like before they go on stage to enter the house. And then we see, the craziest moment probably from this whole thing is Mallory saying that she had a nightmare about cooking meth and there's zombies all around her. I don't know what she's reading. I don't know what she watched before she went to bed, but that's a crazy stress dream. Jason says that he wants a guy to work him out. And I was taking notes, and then while I was listening to Lala, and then I just look up and I see Lala smacking Taylor's ass. So Taylor says that Lala just lets you get loose. Then we see intern Andy give some interviews. I think I lost my feed for a minute at the beginning of this one. This wasn't like the strongest segment for me, but I do love all these videos we're getting of like these house guests because we didn't really see a lot in the premiere, so it's nice just to get a little more about them while we're all anticipating the feed starting and all of that. Next, Jerry O'Connell, I put Jerry O'Connell tries to turn the feeds on before a commercial break. He was like, let me turn it on. Next we get a segment called Something Surprising, and it was quite surprising, I suppose. Probably the most controversial thing was Ashley with her peas, and I can't say that I don't love canned corn, because I really do, but not draining it and not putting any salt, pepper, garlic powder, butter in it is actually insane asylum levels, delusion, crazy pants. Like, I don't understand that mental illness. But, I don't know, I can get behind a canned vegetable, though, to be so for real. And also, I freaking knew Rome just collected Pokemon cards. I knew it. He's just a lame Pokemon bro. I knew it. No better than Jake Paul, or Logan Paul, whichever one did it. No better than them. Chuck with his British accent, and more so Chuck with his British accent and his family laughing right in his face about it. That was pretty iconic as far as his family goes. We see Barrett can catch things in his mouth. So if there's a catching things in your mouth competition, Barrett's got it. And then Lala made a song and sang it, talking about she's going to be the oldest winner in BB history. Next we learn about the BB time capsule. Now, from what I've gathered, it's one house guest can enter the time machine a week, and we vote on the house guests, and they can either win power or if they lose, they get a punishment. And if someone goes in there, they cannot go in there again, and this will happen for 6 weeks. And I thought I heard you can cast up to 15 votes, But when I went to vote, I voted for Jason. When I went to vote, it only let me vote 5 times for one person. And then I tried to vote for somebody else, and it said I didn't have any votes left. So I wonder if I just misheard that, or maybe you can vote more, like, throughout the week. Like, I'm not really quite sure. And then we cut back to the HOH competition in the prehistoric times. Angela, Devins, and Dee are basically doing some form of a fire making competition because they were like building a fire. And then we hear that the house guests who recruited the icons will assist them. And then my feed got cut for severe weather coverage. But it came back pretty quickly, and I see the house guests are all 4 of them are holding a rope to balance a platform, and the reality icon is doing a puzzle on that platform. So we see that Lala is kind of like helping Angela out, giving her some advice, but then the competition cuts off. So I think this is interesting because it's kind of silly because like they can't win power, but they're literally playing in the HOH competition. But you get to gain favor with, who you're helping. Like, whoever, because this is a very collaborative competition. You need them. So it's like, that's such an easy, like, you guys helped me win this competition, so I'm not going to put you guys up kind of a thing. So it's a really good way to gain favor with this reality TV icon that is entering the house. And also, even if you lose, you still like create some camaraderie, and it's just breaking down another barrier because it's just the first night. So gosh, is that really still the first night? That's crazy. After the competition cut off, the feeds were on. I had the feeds up while I was watching the episode just to kind of see if they were on or not. And the feeds were on. So good on CBS for being true to their word about that. And on the feeds, all I see, this is all I got. I don't know anything about what's happening on the feeds right now. I've just been doing this. So far all I saw Dee talking with Taylor, and they were just kind of like doing a one-on-one in some room in the house. It looked like a room that we've seen. So not like an HOH room or anything. And then I just saw a group of people hanging out in the bathroom, just chatting. I saw Angela, I saw Yash, I might have seen Rome, and then there was a couple girls in there. I couldn't really tell who it was. The only spoiler I kind of have is that rumor has it Dee has won HOH. And if that's true, she has an opportunity to really set herself up for success. I'm very excited to see what she does with the power. I'm excited to see who she nominates. I'm excited to see how she navigates. And yeah, I'm feeling really, really good about her. I tell you what, I saw her press photos and I was just like, man, if she could win this game, like how iconic would it be if she was the first winner of Survivor and Big Brother? Like, that's crazy. I'm very excited to get into these live feeds tonight. It is the first night of feeds. I'm so excited to see what's happening. I'm assuming there's nominations. I don't think there's been a veto competition yet, though. That's what I think. I think it'd be a little soon for a veto competition. But I could also see it also having a veto competition. Well, they moved in what? Tuesday? Wednesday? Tuesday? Yeah. So maybe, I don't know. But we will find all that out on Sunday. And I think overall, I really like this level up of BB Unlocked. I liked that there was so much new content. I liked that there were packages for the reality icons that we didn't get to see. And I think that Jerry adds a great touch of camp for something like this. And I also love the live audience as well. I think though all of that brings like a whole new energy to BB Unlocked and makes it something I don't want to skip now. So I'm very interested to tune into the next episode of BB Unlocked. So yeah, tonight is the first night of feeds. So I will be back with you after Sunday's episode for another recap. And yeah, you can follow me online at Shelby Ashley, where the first E is a 3. I'm on Twitter tweeting about all of the things. That's like the only thing I use Twitter for now is Big Brother. So, that's all I got. So, but yes, thank you so much for watching, and I can't wait to come back with another episode recap on Sunday. Bye!